Hello everybody, me again. Another unboxing video. I got my helper here, Enzo, directing me. I had to zoom out because it's a big box, very heavy box too. And I'll try to play around with the zoom as I show you things. I did open the box. It's very heavy. Try to keep my head out of the view. I did make a mistake of trying to pull it with this and it tore. It's marked fragile everywhere, which is great. There's a tariff code on it. This is Simucube Ultimate. I got lucky. I've been looking at these for some time. I either wanted to buy a Leo Bardner SS2 or the Simucube Ultimate. I was looking at the Sim Racing Bay website, which I did every day, and suddenly it was available. It said a few units available for shipping. Immediately I ordered it, and here it is. Shipping was very quick, communication was great with Sim Racing Bay. Definitely check them out. They responded to my emails very quickly, and shipping was within one day. I ordered this on Thursday, sometime during the day, Eastern Time, US, and it shipped on Monday following day. They needed 24 hours for prep and packaging. You may have seen other unboxing videos. This doesn't seem to have a Simucube box per se, like the white box I've seen in Boosted Media's video, but let's see what I have here. I think they packaged this individually. This seems to be the outer box, so there is no inner box of packaging. Most important, the cord. I did get a US spec cord. Now the power supply is rated for 20 amps. This is not a 20 amp cord. This is more like a 10 amp or a 15 amp cord, which is fine. This, at least I don't have to get another cord, and this works just perfectly fine. This is great. It has a bracket, but this is a front mounting bracket, so I would definitely need something. Oh, here it is. Here are the sides for this bracket. So if you have a flat top base or a wheel deck, or wheel stand sturdy enough to take the forces, then it comes with everything that you need. The side brackets. Let me see if I'm in focus here. And I want to make sure you guys can see this clearly. I'll try to zoom in as well. Let's see. Try to zoom in a little bit. Okay. Hopefully this is better. Let's take this out, show you guys the finish on this bracket. So it's supposed to mount this way, sit this way, and these brackets will go on the sides. So open them up. I have an Omega Apex, I believe it's called GT Apex stand, very well built, $150, very sturdy. I can use this on that, but I have a P1X on order. It's been almost 2 weeks since I ordered, and I figured another week or two before it ships, hopefully, if the SimLab, you guys are listening. Very well built brackets. You can mount them either way. They could go this way, depending on your holes in your deck or your mounting stand. Let's see what else we got here. We got a bunch of screws. They look like M10s. Yep, M10s or M12 screws, and we have nuts, closed off nuts and washers. These are all for the bracket. Packing. There's the white box that I was talking to you about. So those are additional things that Sim Racing Bay has included. Let me give you the price on this. So I paid 2,499 euros for this. Obviously no VAT, that was the listed price. By weight, the shipping on this is 118 euros. So total bill was 2,617 euros for the ship. Also, I incurred 40, almost $38 and change tariff, customs duty that I had to pay to DHL before they delivered it, which was not a problem considering the overall cost. I'm going to try to take this out sideways because I think the power supply is at the bottom. I don't want to pull it out. This is a tight box. Oh. Okay, let's see what I can do here. There we go. Alright. I think this will work. Let's pull it out upside down. There we go. Overall, very compact. Oh. Turn this way just quickly. It says Ultimate, so we got that right. Right here. Enzo is already in that box. He immediately went to the box and he's sitting in it. You good? Right. Right away, power supply, which should be most of the weight. It's a very nice looking power supply. Small, very compact, only one cord, on-off switch. You can definitely look at the specs. Now this is very cool. This is serial number 60. So there have been only 60 Simucube Ultimates so far. And this is number 60 and I'm the lucky one. Again, I really feel I got lucky because these are very hard to find and a lot of people have been waiting for batch 1. Well, batch 1 is done, batch 2 and batch 3 and everything's done in batches, and most of the people are ordering the SC2 Pro, which is one below this, which is I think a little over half the price of this one, but this is the most powerful one, and if you're in the market, you should definitely check out Sim Racing Bay, and you'll be able to get your hands on one. Not that heavy, but definitely heavy. Alright, lots of wires. So we have a European plug and the cable that goes between the power supply and the drive. So Sim Racing Bay was very kind enough to drop this in the box just because they know I'm in the US. So really good to deal with these guys. And they, like I said, they included this with the pricing. I did not pay extra for this. This was part of the package. Also, the hardware was included. Let's see. So we have a Euro plug. The round ones will not need that. Now this looks same thickness gauge, almost a little bit maybe different. Let's see if I can read on it. So it says this is a 1B AWG, I think it says 66. I can't read properly. Lots of numbers on these. Anyway, so we got this. Connectors, looks like the same connectors on both ends, so you can't really go wrong. Just plug one on in the power supply and the other one in the wheelbase. Oh, this is so nice. This is the e-stop. The back is plastic right here. This is all aluminum. 2 holes. You can easily mount it any which way you want on your rig. Now these screws, well, they are pretty thin, so you're going to need some thin screws I'm guessing you're going to need like a M4 or M5 diameter screw to go in this, and you're going to need fairly long ones, probably about 40 millimeters to mount this on your rig. So I may have to get those, and I may have to get special screws. I may get some aluminum screws with a little color to them, maybe the red screws, which will look really nice on this. Really nice feel to this. Now a lot of people are always curious about this extra button. This is called the premium e-stop. This button is actually the on-off button for cutting the power off to the wheelbase completely. It has an LED on it. This cuts the torque. So if you get into a crash or in a situation where you have to cut the torque to the wheel, you press this. When you turn it, it's back on. But if you need to cut the power completely, you can just press this button and the power will go off. There is no on-off switch behind the wheelbase in the Ultimate. There is an on-off switch in the power supply. So that's good. Alright, let's make some room here. Let's get the small stuff out first. Okay, so I can already see the low wheelbase. So stickers there. You have your, okay, lots of hardware. So let's see if I got lucky and I got the updated version. I did get the updated version, I believe so. Let's see. So originally in Simucube 1, people complained about mounting 70 millimeter wheels to the Quick Connect, and you can see Racing Garage, Sim Racing Garage video on one of these where Barry shows that this adapter was straight, so mounting screws was difficult because, I'll show you here real quick how this goes. So this is 70 millimeter and this is 50.8 millimeter, and the 50.8 holes in this bracket are threaded. This is very light, by the way. This has a little bit of weight to it because it's aluminum and it's pretty big. They both are aluminum, but this fits like this on this. So if I turn around, there we go. So 4 holes line up, and you can put 4 screws through here. This is threaded, that will hold this in place, and then your wheel can easily be mounted, and then you could put nuts behind it as you need to. So this is a perfect upgrade to the original one. There is a sticker that will go on the rig. More hardware. No real long screws for the e-stop, so I think I'm going to get some red screws for that. I'll get online today and order a few. USB cables. So we got a B and an A end, and there seems to be another cable in there. Let's take a look. Okay, so we got a USB cable. I believe this is the e-stop cable. Yep, goes on the side, this right here. Sorry, my camera doesn't autofocus. I'm using a DSLR for now. I think I got everything out of here. Now I've seen the old ones also included with some of the packagings. This doesn't have it, which is fine because I wouldn't really use it. This is the quick release. You may have seen many videos on this. This mounts, so the way this would work is this would mount like this, and you would put this, you slide this on the base and just slide it in. That's it. And it also gives you a spacer, and I have different length spacers, but I don't know if I'm going to use this. It is pretty well built and it works just fine, just like any other. It's just an extra option for a wheel. but like most people do, I'm probably going to mount a Q1R wheelbase on that, and then just use Q1R on all my wheels. Alright, let's take the motor out, see how heavy it is. Okay, let's see if we can pull these out. Yep. Okay. I don't know if I can lift it with one hand. I think the motor is heavier than the power supply. Yep, definitely, I can't. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely heavier than the power supply. I would say twice as heavy as the power supply. Okay. Plus I'm sitting in an awkward position on the ground. So let's put this here. Read instructions before use. Then we have it in German. No, this is French, this may be Spanish. This gets hot to the touch. Warning sticker. This is all metal, so there's a different finish here. This is more like an orange peel paint finish. It doesn't look anodized. It has an orange peel to it. This portion, the back portion, is aluminum and is anodized, and there's a color difference. This is black, this is like gray, bluish gray. So a little bit difference in finish. This is where the wireless receiver, transmitter and receiver is situated. This feels like plastic if you tap on it. Simple connectors, power, torque off, the E stop button, which also shuts the power off to the wheelbase, but no on off. There's a status light pointing backwards. The power supply also has LEDs, so this lights up, and there is an LED in the front. This is actually the front, very simple. There's an LED there. That's about it. Okay. Let's try this. So the way this is gonna fit is just like that. Brackets would then just go. Depending on how you want them. You can mount it high or low if you wanted a gap in the back. Very nice. Could possibly use this with my current setup. I'll see if I can't wait for my P1X. If I can't, for another 2 weeks, I'll put this on, depending on how much time I have. But that will be it for today's video. I gotta pack all this back together. Let's see. You can get an online PDF version from the simucube.be website. It has the same. A couple of questions that came up if you're watching this video so far. Paint isn't really great on this, honestly. Some finishing marks here, and this is just cosmetics. But the anodization on the aluminum parts is great. I think this might be steel. You should get a magnet to check it out. I may put it in the description if this is steel, this part. That may have to do with the heat that's generated. One of the questions that I had for Granite devices was the operating temperature listed for this, which I thought was a very low range. It says 15 Celsius to 30 Celsius room temperature. Now, my room gets hot, at least for now, until I work on a solution to cool it down. According to Granite, even if you reach 30 or plus, there shouldn't be any problems in operating this. They've tested it fairly thoroughly. It doesn't overheat, but with a 30 Celsius plus room temperature, the unit itself can get hot and it can burn you by a touch. So that's why they have the warning labels everywhere just to protect themselves from liability and